I have always been curious of different cruise lines because historically we've been sailing with Royal Caribbean a lot. With the recent changes with Royal Caribbean, it's good to compare different cruise lines to shop around before we book our cruises. In today's video, I want to compare different cruise lines with the booking experience, the prices, what's included in the complimentary. Hopefully this video can help you as well when you're looking for booking a cruise vacation to compare the different cruise lines. Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Miss Ming, and my channel I do a variety of lifestyle videos. Before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe, and also if you're interested in other Royal Caribbean content, definitely check out other videos in this channel. Alright, so the first cruise line we'll be looking at is Disney Cruises, because I actually have friends who are taking their kids to Disney Cruise Line, and we've been talking about cruise booking, the pricing, and I've always wanted to try Disney Cruise to see the prices and what's included. So when we look at cruise prices, different months, different time, different ships, they all have different prices. So just to make it easy to compare, we're booking at 7-night cruises without any special theme, and I know Disney Wish is actually their newest ship. Inside room is $2,978, ocean view is $3,338. The balcony is $4,000, and their concierge is pretty much like a suite. It's like $8,000. So this one actually sells on Disney Fantasy, which according to online, it's a newer, better ship. And oh my gosh, look at it's so expensive. March is of course more expensive because of the spring break, but look at May. There are two selling dates in May, and both of them are like $3,000 and then $4,000. And I always like a balcony, $4,000, but I think it's for 2 adults. Okay, and then the midship is also higher price than the front or the back, because the midship is actually the most stable, and then you can choose different deck, and that is a total of $4,775 for 2 adults for May sailing on the Disney Fantasy boat. And if you have children, they are additional charges with a discount. So even though if you have a toddler, they will still have to pay a fare. So I would say this price is actually pretty high, but the difference is you get different themes. But if you look at this, I actually don't see any themes in the room. I feel like one of the good thing about Disney is, like, if you're a Disney fan, of course there are different things and activities, and especially activities for children and family. But in terms of the look, I feel like it's not like the rooms, the staterooms are not like super themed. It just feels like a normal stateroom. It doesn't feel that magical. I feel like just by looking at this picture, it doesn't feel as magical as like staying in Disney World. Let's see what's included in Disney Cruise. So we have entertainment, including Broadway shows, fireworks at the sea, which is pretty nice. I don't see a lot of other ships do that. Character experience, movie screeners, pool, the snacks, and 24-hour room service are actually included. Accommodations, it's pretty standard with accommodations, and the kids club are pretty standard, basically for kids that are over 3, and that's pretty standard for Royal Caribbean as well. If you want fitness training, for personal fitness training, it's not included. And also if you want bottled water, alcoholic beverages, and specialty drinks, you have to pay extra, which is pretty standard across different ships. Think about that, you have to pay extra tips, gratuity. So I would say it's about $5,000. Royal Caribbean, one of the cruise ships that I am pretty loyal customer with. Their newest ship is Icon of the Seas. 2 better ships in Royal Caribbean are actually Wonder of the Seas and Icon of the Seas. And Icon of the Seas is the biggest one. It just makes me want to go. But Before that, we have Wonder of the Seas, and Wonder of the Seas was actually rated as the most fun ship because they have the slides, they have everything new. And of course, you can also book other Oasis class, such as Oasis of the Seas, Harmony of the Seas, Allure of the Seas. Those are really good. I would say that just looking at the ship itself, Disney cruises are generally smaller than Royal Caribbean, so with the same amount of money, you can actually go on to bigger ships with more amenities and more activities. Starting price, it seems like a little bit cheaper. However, I do want to caution you that this is $1,000 per person. It's not for two. Disney, they just like tell you for two. Most of the staterooms you have to book for two. There's some cruises that have a limited single person rooms, but most of the cruise ships you have to pay for like both. So let's take a look at the Wonder of the Seas. So if you pick your own room, you have to pay extra. And if you want to face ocean view, it's $1,000, $878 per person. But here it may give you a cruise fare of $6,000, but that is an inflated price, and they're always a 30% off every cruise. So at the end, for two people, and we select our own room, midship, and everything, it's almost comparable to Disney cruises, slightly cheaper. But I would say since it's a bigger ship, I would say it's pretty good. Basically, what's included is very similar to Disney Cruise. The standard dining and everything, you have to pay extra. For specialty dining, you pay extra for like beverage. The room service is not free unless you book a suite. If you book a suite, room service 24 hours is free, but if you don't book a suite, it's not. And let's see about Icon of the Seas, which is their biggest ship in early May. It is 4,678, which is basically a little bit higher than Disney Cruises, but Icon of the Sea is just so cool. And you can also get this special infinity ocean view balcony. If you take a look right here, basically it's a sliding window. So what is typically a balcony just became part of your room, so you have more room. With Wonder of the Seas, there are just so many things to do. Thrills, like you basically go into this crazy slides and go all the way down. That's pretty scary. So I think for the same price, you can actually get way more entertainment, at least for adults. But if you want like a similar ship comparison to Disney, you can actually take a look at Allure of the Seas or Harmony of the Seas. It has water slides and everything. But no, since it's no longer a new boat, the hype is gone, it's so much cheaper. So I would say that for the value, I would say Royal Caribbean, if you book Harmony of the Seas, highly recommend. It's still a newer ship, it still has water slides. I've been on that ship and I think it's totally fun. And let's compare Royal Caribbean and Carnival Cruises, because I think they both changed their dining experience at the same time, because I would say Carnival Cruises attract a younger crowd. The ships are louder, they're more party, people drink more. If you are extrovert, you're gonna love it. Horizon or Mardi Gras or Dream. So I saw in the online blog that Carnival Dream, Horizon, and Mardi Gras is definitely more fun. Definitely tell Mardi Gras is basically the similar size of the Oasis class of Royal Caribbean, and the price is definitely cheaper. So how much is the total? So let's compare this price with the Harmony of the Seas from Oasis classes, like $2,200. Carnival is definitely cheaper, not by too much, but by a lot actually. So basically, if you choose balcony, then it's additional $80. Junior balcony, there are so many different choices with balcony though. The Royal Caribbean actually doesn't do that, so let's select this one instead. So it has big hall. Now if I choose the same type of balcony room, it becomes $2,000. So Mardi Gras is definitely one of the ones that are super popular. So let's take a look at Mardi Gras. Water slides, there is a roller coaster and water slides. I would say this seems actually really fun. So compared to the Mardi Gras versus Harmony of the Sea, it's cheaper to have like a similar experience in terms of the stateroom and a similar experience on the ship. There's a roller coaster, there are water slides. It seems really fun. It's like a celebration. For the best value, maybe Carnival has the best value. However, I would say that Carnival is definitely a different feel compared to Royal Caribbean. So if you want to do a little bit more quieter vacation, maybe choose the Royal Caribbean, versus if you want more fun and excitement and partying, maybe choose the Carnival. I felt like the Carnival specialty restaurant seems more like casual versus a Royal Caribbean specialty restaurant seems a little bit fancier and upscale.
That is the Princess Cruise, because I actually hear a lot about Princess that it's somewhat different pricing, different experience. The ships may be a little bit smaller, but it's more chill, I would say. And I want to choose between some of the better cruises. So according to the online blog, the Princess Sky and Princess Enchanted and Princess Ruby. Enchanted. 3 results. There we go. Now we have 7-day Western Caribbean. It doesn't have any like cool slides or whatever. According to our friend from the cruise, it's pretty nice interior, but there are less things on the boat, like, you know, the crazy slides and whatever, but they also have pretty good food. Like, I think it's pretty classy, very suitable for adults. So let's select the room type for 2 guests. The regular balcony doesn't have a couch versus the balcony from Royal Caribbean does have a couch. So let's choose this one, the deluxe cruise, the deluxe balcony, and then you can choose package options. So whether if you want Wi-Fi or whatever. For the mid ship, it's $1,500. The price start to go up. So the cruise fare is actually $1,500 per person. After the fare is basically $1,700 per person. I would say Princess Cruise is a little bit more expensive, and we actually chose the Enchanted. So let's take a look at the ship. It seems like a really standard cruise. I feel like the amenities is not even as much as the Harmony of the Seas. I wouldn't really compare this Enchanted Princess ship with Harmony of the Seas. I will actually compare this to Allure of the Seas. It seems like a pretty standard cruise. It doesn't have any special perks. It just doesn't attract me as much in terms of the value. I would say it's okay. It's not like over the roof, but it's definitely more expensive than Carnival and Royal Caribbean.
So now I'm gonna go with the MSC Cruises, because when we actually sailed, we actually saw a lot of MSC Cruises. So I've always been very curious. So kids felt, if you want kids sail free and $100 on board credit, then choose the $369. Since we didn't choose the kids sail free for other ones, let's choose this one. Let's go with the balcony. They have Bella, Fantasca, Aria. They have, complimentary access to top exclusive solarium. Welcome package. Solarium is free on Royal Caribbean. So I would say that is a weird thing to charge people. On breakfast in the stateroom free delivery, you can choose this one free cruise change. So it's only $14.18. It's actually really cheap. 1 stateroom, 2 adults. So if we choose this one is on the MSC Seascape. So let's take a look at this ship. It has 11 dining venues, 20 bars, 300 entertainment activities and games. The stateroom seems pretty interesting. Roller coaster here. There's an aqua park. There is a spa, there is a casino. If you newest ship, there says actually the newest ship. It's actually really cheap. So far, MSC has like the best price ever. Let's see on board, what are the entertainments? Day and night activity shows. They have Broadway theater, carousel, production, Let's see, what are the other outdoor activities? It depends on which ship you go, right? Robatrum, Private Cove Aqua Park. Wow. It's actually really cheap. 1 stateroom, 2 adults. It's under $2,000. The MSC is actually really cheap. Alright, let's take a look at Celebrity Cruises. It's the 7 nights. There we go. And then we can book now, starting from $700. That's actually not expensive. Also early May, that's the same. So you can choose from the retreat. This is the fanciest one. Aqua class, you have unlimited access to the Persian garden, exclusive dining at Blue. It includes drinks, Wi-Fi, and tips included. Private veranda opens to outdoor seating. Interesting. Concierge class, but we're just gonna choose the veranda, which is the standard balcony, starting from $1,000 per person. Between Sunset, Deluxe, or their stateroom regular, and then you have partial view and prime. So I definitely want just regular, but want to make sure that I can see the outside. So midship, starting from here. Okay, that seems pretty okay. Plus drinks and Wi-Fi tips included, or you can just do the regular. I'll just do the regular for now, but if you want to add that drink package and Wi-Fi, cruise only amenities, tips and everything, you can save by a lot of dollars. So the total of this is $2,000 USD plus the taxes and fares, and you have 200 onboard credit, which is pretty nice. Usually you can use it to buy Wi-Fi or drink package. So I would say this is really comparable to, I want to say, Royal Caribbean. It's a little bit more expensive than Carnival. So if you choose everything included, a Wi-Fi and whatever, and it would have been $3,500. It seems pretty cool. We're actually selling from Celebrity Reflection. So let's see, this is what the picture looks like. It doesn't seem that it has a lot of stuff on board. It's pretty standard ship. It kind of reminds me of the lower class in Royal Caribbean. Dining room looks pretty similar to Royal Caribbean. And honestly, it kind of looks like a little bit more classic old-fashioned rather than more modern. I like a modern contemporary look, but this one looks like a more old-fashioned and classic. Nothing too interests me right here. Also, it doesn't even look that cool. It kind of looks like a little bit old-fashioned. I heard that the shows here are not like the best from our family members. Smaller ships, less entertainment, I guess. I don't feel like they're like as crazy of shows here. Feels like the shows and stuff are just pretty standard, nothing too special. I think the price is pretty high for what you get, but from our family experience, it's definitely a way quieter. It's like less kids in general. It kind of targets older demographics. I think it's more old-fashioned compared to Virgin Voyages, which is a little bit more modern and contemporary. All right, so the next cruise line is Virgin Voyages. These are actually adult-only voyages. I would say if you really want to eliminate the kids from the ship from your vacation, definitely this could be the one to go. So here they have from San Juan all the way back to San Juan. This is price per cabin, not price per person. Whew. Got scared. And they have private balcony with a hammock, which is pretty nice. Moonlighting, transformative seabed. So if you want the midship location, will be $2,790. It's not too bad. So if you chose this one, so the Sailor 1 is $1,500, Sailor 2 is $1,500. Book early, you can save $300 by booking early. Tips are included, which is a huge difference, I would say, because in the other cruises, the gratuity are not included. They usually charge $200. The voyage total, the trip would have been $3,000 for 2 people. Actually, Wi-Fi is included and group fitness class are included. Like in Royal Caribbean and a lot of other ships, the group fitness classes, you have to buy extra class pass. Brilliant. The Scarlet Lady is definitely the newer ones, but since we couldn't get that one, we might as well get the Brilliant Lady. So the passenger is between 2,700 to 2,800 and the crew is 1,160. So I would say that it's actually a smaller ship. I don't see any like slides or whatever. I think it's definitely a more chill vibe instead of like a party vibe. All right, so the next one that we want to look at is Norwegian. Norwegian is also, I think, a European cruise line. Let's take a look at May 2024. They sail a lot of Alaska and Europe for sure. So it starts from 749. If you choose early May, Ocean View balcony starts from 929, which is half of the price of their original price. Okay, this is their balcony view. Looks pretty okay, actually. We have I want a mid. They have family balcony. You can connect to large balcony, spa balcony, and regular balcony. So this is their normal balcony room. So now short excursions, I cannot uncheck short excursions though. And I cannot uncheck the Wi-Fi. I do not know why. So if I don't choose it, so for 2 people it comes down to 2,610. I think the short excursions, you have to choose it. And the Wi-Fi, you have to choose it because I cannot uncheck it. And the 50% off all cruises ends today. I don't know if I'm gonna have the same deal tomorrow, which is kind of interesting because if I don't have this deal, this is gonna be the most expensive cruise, like even more expensive than Disney. But now that I have it, it's actually not bad. It's $2,610, but this includes Wi-Fi, 200 to 300 per person. So they have Breakaway Plus class, Dawn class. So we were just looking at the Encore, which is rated as one of their best ship actually. So Norwegian Encore is a breakaway class, 3,998 guest capacity. That's almost 4,000. That's almost like Royal Caribbean Oasis class. And it does have cruise activities. Oh, this is really fun. They have a racetrack. Seems pretty fun. They have dining, they have entertainment. Let's look at the entertainment. Comedy nightclub. I feel like the entertainment doesn't look as good as Royal Caribbean, but this is pretty fun, the cruise activities. So you have a speedway, perspective studio to take pictures, professional, that's kind of like, they have an aqua park. The aqua park kind of looks okay. I think it has a little bit of slides. It has a galaxy pavilion, looks pretty similar and standard. They have their regular cafe room service and I think it's very, very comparable. But I would say in terms of the show quality, I definitely love the Aqua Theater on Royal Caribbean. I love their specialty shows, especially their ice skier shows, their diving shows. I would say in terms of the show quality, Royal Caribbean definitely wins. Alright y'all, after trying to book a cruise vacation with 8 different cruise lines that sails from America, I think it's time to compare them. Here I listed the price for 7-day cruise for 2 guests and also their cruise line and the ship that I found. So please note that the ship sizes and accommodations are definitely different, and what's included in the package is also different. For example, you may see that Virgin Voyage looks really expensive. It's more expensive than Royal Caribbean, but it's actually including the Wi-Fi, the tip, and group fitness classes. So if you add those prices on, it's actually cheaper than Royal Caribbean, but not everyone wants the Wi-Fi and not everyone wants to go to a group fitness. So not including those prices in Royal Caribbean gives you a chance to actually decrease the price if you want to save a little bit money and do a social media detox. Important to take a look at not just the prices, but also with what's included in the price, the accommodation and entertainment of the ships. So personally, I feel like even though Celebrity is a little bit cheaper on paper than Royal Caribbean, it's a way smaller ship. They're not as much entertainment, and generally I just didn't feel like the interior. I feel like it's very old-fashioned to my preference. Princess Cruise is very similar to Virgin Voyage, but it is a little bit more expensive. Just take this price comparison with a grain of salt. So now let's take a look at my personal preference with sailing on those cruise lines. So definitely my top choices would have to be Carnival and Royal Caribbean. And between the two, I would say Carnival definitely has a little bit better value. It is definitely more affordable than Royal Caribbean. Both ships offer a lot of entertainment and parties, accommodations, and things like that. You can definitely choose a more luxurious type of vacation or a more affordable one. The second in terms of the value would be the MSC Cruises. It definitely doesn't compare with the big ships with Royal Caribbean, but the prices though, it's just so cheap and affordable. So the last four that I looked at was the Virgin Voyages, Celebrity Cruises, Princess Cruise, and Norwegian. So personally, I feel like I probably wouldn't sail with them as much compared to Carnival or Royal Caribbean, just because I feel like the ships are way smaller. There are less things to do on the ship, but the prices are not as cheap as MSC Cruises or Carnival. Disney Cruise is a one-of-a-kind experience. I would say I would probably go on Disney Cruise once in my life. It's probably not going to be a frequent sail. It's too expensive to go on Disney Cruise every year, but I definitely want to take my kids on the Disney Cruise once in my life or once in their life just to experience that if they are a fan of Disney characters. You can also leave your experience comment down below. But I feel like a lot of the accommodations and an experience and activities in Virgin Voyages and Princess Cruise, Celebrity Cruise, and Norwegian, they don't attract me as much. So that is my personal choice as well. Alrighty, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. And also please know that in this video, I just compared to the common cruises and the most popular itinerary. There are definitely way more different cruise lines, especially when it comes to Asia and Europe. And there are also different sailing itinerary that I didn't look at in terms of the prices. So if you have experience with them, please also comment down below and help us out. Before you go, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and also consider subscribe and share experience and tips and tricks to save money on cruises. And I hope everyone have a good vacation if you're planning one right now. Bye!